Let the battle begin!
And that's going to be a 4-man mosh pit with the Ring of Frost connecting huge.
This is actually going to be the big showdown.
And that's a triple kill.
A huge flame strike going on to everybody. Here's the Riptire onto DiMaggio. DiMaggio's in trouble.
We might have a comeback for the ages.
It's very close. This boss is not even dead, but 65% of the core here. This could be game.
All right, everyone. Welcome to the NGS Thursday Night Showdown pregame show. And tonight, I want you to grab your suits of armor, check your other castles, and help rescue those people out there in distress, because we're going to have ourselves quite the heroic matchup. So what do you say we get ready for some Heroes of the Storm? I'm, of course, your esteemed host, Turd Herder, and tonight, we'll be bringing you an inside look into our featured matchup for this Thursday night. It's going to have Revive Esports taking on Celeb Gaming, both out of the Heroic Division. As always, to help us out with this, we have two extremely skilled and extremely talented analysts. Covering Revive Esports will be our faithful Mongoose, and returning to the show to cover Celeb Gaming will be Ziltoid. Without further ado, what do you say we kick things off with an interview with Fun Buns, captain of Revive Esports? Take it away, Mongoose.
Thanks, Turd Herder. Joining me is Fun Buns, team captain of Revive Esports. How's it going, man?
I've been doing good, man. It's not bad.
So why don't we start with, tell us a little bit about your squad, how it came to be, how long you guys been playing together, that kind of thing. Introduce us. Who is Revive Esports?
So we got started like a little bit before the whole HCC thing. Me and JTR have known him for I've known him since my first team, the Luxorian Snakes. He was on Luxorian Sun. We were like a little sister team. And we ended up forming this team and went through like a month of tryouts. And we ended up with we ended up with a different roster, but we had a Grommen there. But a few players later, that's how we ended up with the roster we had, because Zarubag had to leave for streaming, and I forgot who else we had. But anyways, even more tryouts. That's how we, and then Divs and all that stuff.
So that's actually a great segue into my follow-up question. You guys are playing in a lot of competitions, not just NGS. You also qualified for Division S. So how often do you guys play, or how much per week between scrims and competition?
All right, so I can actually just pull up this week's schedule. So typically we practice anywhere from, I'd say, 10 to 15 hours a week. Like, for example, this week, today we had 2-hour block of scrims. Tomorrow we're gonna have a 3-hour block, and then Wednesday we have a Div S match. And it's about it's actually a little less. We only scrimmed 7 hours this week, but you get the idea. It's usually 3 or 4 days a week.
And going into the big matchup versus Celeb Gaming, clearly the two teams are familiar with each other. You're running into each other all the time. I think you guys just played them in Division S last week. Is my memory right?
Yeah.
Yeah. So
that's correct.
So going into a series like this where both teams are really familiar with each other, but you might be considered the underdog, and at the same time, you've shown you can take games off them and compete with these guys. What's the mentality like in preparation? Do you try to do something a little different to throw them off because they know you guys so well, or like what's the mentality when you approach a game like this?
We're just gonna stick to what we know. We've been having problems executing and getting macro down just because it's taken us a bit to really come together as a team, but we've been slowly improving and getting there. I believe at the end of the season of Div S will be maybe a top 4 team.
Yeah, the competition in Division S is pretty pretty stellar, actually. A lot of really good teams. It'll be fun to watch. Any specific observations with Celeb Gaming? They've been really successful in all of their recent competitions. So what do you see when you watch those guys play and what they're able to do?
So Celeb Gaming, they have this one comp that they run perfectly. Like they just run it really well, and then they have a few like curveball heroes like Mephisto or Carrion or Samuro, and that's how they are able to like beat all the competition. We've been trying to figure out ways to kind of work around that comp. Like for example, Statat's Ana, he plays that nearly every game, and then CTV Met in his Jaina, he plays pretty much every game as well. So we're gonna try a few things for this NGS match Thursday.
All right. Well, that's pretty much all I have. I'm really looking forward to this particular matchup. I really enjoyed the set you guys had with Abusement Park a couple weeks ago. It was a really fantastic set. So want to watch this one as well. But any shout outs or final thoughts before you guys go back to your big game tonight?
Shout outs to my team. Shout outs to Troy 1010 for being a wonderful coach. Shout out to all the Div S players for still competing and stuff, making the competition high. And just shout out to everyone watching, man.
All right, Fun Buns. Well, man, really appreciate the time. I'm going to let you go and really looking forward to the set. So have a wonderful night and good luck.
I appreciate it, man. Thanks.
All right, back to you guys.
Thanks, Mongoose. Now let's send it on over to Ziltoid for an interview with the captain of Celeb Gaming, Met. Over to you, Ziltoid.
Welcome, everybody, to the Thursday Night Showdown interview. I am Ziltoid, and with me I have today is CTV Met. How are you doing today?
Good. It's a pleasure to be here once again, and I can't wait.
So, we have a spicy matchup happening today again with you against Revive Esports. Now, this is a rematch from your guys' match in Div S. So, how you feeling about going into that one? Do you think they're going to have anything spicy for you guys? Are you prepped and ready for this?
Yeah, so I think the meta is kind of in this weird stage where it's actually moving and evolving as a whole. So I'm assuming Revive has, some cool strategies up their sleeve, since this is we play them quite a lot. So I'm expecting something new, and we kind of learn each other's strategies. So we always have to evolve like our play styles, our comps, and we're trying to get to that spot right now.
Awesome. So we know that you guys are kind of sitting at the top. You haven't really been challenged a bunch. This team, and I would say probably Abusement Park, who actually beat them the last one, are probably the two closest to probably taking some matches off you guys this season. Are you concerned about any cheese that they might have prepared for you? Have you seen anything in scrims? You got any nuggets out there for us that we could all know about?
Well, not too much cheese. I think they might have some pocket picks, but they're not a team to really try and cheese off a victory. And they're all really good players. And, I think every time we play with them, the games always get close, and they're a pleasure to play. And I really can't wait. I was actually very surprised that Abusement Park actually won that game. I knew it was going to be a close series, but they took the 2-1 victory, if I'm remembering correctly.
Yeah, it was a very close matchup. It's not like Abusement Park stomped them or anything. They were clearly very close matchups between the two of them for sure. As far as map picks or stuff like that, do you guys favor first pick or map pick, or do you not really care which order kind of goes in for?
I think it really depends on what we want to do with a certain comp or what we want to play, and honestly, even who we're versing. Versus Revive, I don't want to really give it away, but we're open to both. So I think no matter what happens, if we have the map control or if we have first pick, I think we can make the best out of both worlds. I think actually right now the meta actually might be adapting to you want second pick. So you might want to prioritize map pick, which is kind of weird because a little while ago you actually did want that first pick. But I have to see more. We have to experiment more in scrims, but we'll see how it plays out.
What's kind of encouraging that kind of?
I think there's a lot of really good heroes right now, and most of our team could play those heroes well with our comps. So I'll just throw kind of a theoretical. So during ban phase, if you leave a lot of the very strong heroes right now that pretty much solo wins games, like Maiev, Zeratul, Ana, like Diablo, even a noob, if you leave most of those open and they with first pick, they could only pick one of those. So let's say you leave them all open, they take Ana, and now you could take Diablo Maiev. And now what kind of happens with that is now you have map pick, so you know what strategy you want to run, you have your game plan, and now you have 2 OP heroes compared to their 1. So that's kind of how you want to play it out. And of course, in like ban phase, you would ban out like the two other OP heroes. So how it comes out in draft is there's 2 OP heroes banned, they take 1, and now you take 2, and in the end you have more than them.
All right, some astute analysis from our resident expert here. Looking at it, so you guys have, obviously played some Alterac Pass and even commented on Nexus Edge that you guys had absolute frightening comp on that game we casted with you guys in it. And so Alterac Pass 2 for you, 0 for them. So that's definitely something that, they might actually ban against you if it's scary enough. Full Sky is very much the same way, where you guys have 2 games on it and 0 on their side. Where you tend to overlap is in Towers of Doom and Infernal Shrines. So, they also play Dragonshire and Tomb of the Spider Queen. So basically, when it comes down to the kind of the map selection and the map pool that's currently going into it, are you guys feeling comfortable on every map? Are you hoping to see if you can get them onto these obviously very strong maps for you guys, or are you at all worried about them taking to places like Dragonshire, Tomb, and Spider Queen?
So we haven't played Tomb in a while. It's generally our map that we like to ban. I think we actually surprisingly play it really well. It's just in competitive at like super high level, Tomb gets very, very like cluttered and rushed in the terms of wave clear is super important, and then instead of guarding like 1 objective, you have to always have active comms about 2 objectives. Like on Dragonshire, there's technically 2 objectives you have to fight over, but 1 is like your soul laner, and it's a 1v1. So you don't really need to worry about it too much. But on Tomb, they could be like forcing a 4-man rotate to turn in bot, and then you need to call out as a shot caller who to soak where. There's a lot going on in Tomb. So generally, I think we'll just get rid of the map. But every other map, I mean, I think we're really okay playing. If generally what happens when we kind of get our Sky Temple banned out, because we used to play a bunch of that in the past. But I think every map that's in the pool right now kind of favors us and our playstyle. So I'm very confident going in to like the matches currently in this meta.
All right, well, to wrap it all up, are we expecting an easy 2-0 here? Smashing them into the ground, B-steps, some sprays, some rushing the spawn point at the end of the games here, or is it going to be like just a gentleman's, but we're still going to crush you too? Basically, you don't have a choice but to say you're going to 2-0 these guys.
Yeah, exactly. I mean, we're going to 2-0 them, but it's going to be a very fancy way. We're gentlemen about it. We shake hands, we look at them, and then we say we won, and we walk away.
Alrighty then. I guess I'll take 2-0. All right. Not quite as spicy, but I understand. You guys want to make sure you keep a nice working relationship with your scrim partners and stuff like that. Makes sense.
I love all those guys, but we're going to win.
Of course. Easy 2-0. You heard it here, guys. Anyways, back to you.
And now to wrap things up, let's get some final thoughts and predictions from our analysts.
You heard it here, folks. Just as I saw with CTV Matt here, I don't think there's any question that we should be expecting a 2-0 from the side of Celeb Gaming. Now, they did Revive did actually get a map off of them in Division S, so there is still windows for them to get in here and make an upset happen, especially if they get them onto some maps like Matt was talking about that they don't play as regularly. I would definitely probably try to remove one of those clearly strong picks for them, like Volskaya or Alterac, both maps that they've shown some extreme proficiency when it comes down to drafting and playing and going into it. But I'd still say that it's most likely going to go one-sided here. You've heard it here again. I think Celeb Gaming takes this series in a 2-0. And hopefully, for the sake of Thursday Night Showdown, that won't happen, but we'll see what happens. Thanks a lot.
All right, everyone, that's all the time that me and the analysts are going to have for you today. I want to give a big thank you to all of our cast and crew behind the scenes for tonight, including our in-game analyst, Ryokai, our broadcaster, 7th Ace, and Falendrith, our in-game observer. I also want to take a little bit of time to thank all of you for tuning on in. Now, don't you go anywhere. Coming up right now, we have the Thursday Night Showdown. So what do you say we send it on over to Ghost Dunk and Murda on the cast and get this match underway? See you next time here at the pregame show, guys.
Hello, everybody. Welcome to the Thursday Night Showdown. We've got a big game for you tonight. It's Revive Esports versus Celeb TV. Two top division teams that are also in Division S. Joining me is my co-caster, 7th Ace. How's it going, 7th?
It's going pretty good. Good to be with you, Ghost Dunk. Sorry, I am not the fabulous Murda RG, though. Murda is out a little bit ill tonight, so I'm just filling in for him from the back lines. But
yeah, poor dude needed a vacation from his vacation, so
can't believe it.
Sidelines right, I know, right? He's on the sidelines right now. We hope he had a great time. Hope he's watching at home and loving the show. Yeah, we're gonna have a big game. We're looking to get right into it, and so big, in fact, we had to start the draft a little early. Teams did a little pre-draft before game number 1. Some people needed to make sure the game got going as early as possible, and yeah, we're going to get started here shortly. The map will be Dragonshire. The other maps banned have been, Alterac Pass and 2 of the Spider Queen, both banned out. And we got a couple of interesting comps for you tonight here, 7th. I'm not sure if you've got the graphic up, but
I
take us
will.
through what happened. there was no audio coming through.
Well, the stream
where it
frozen?
says, well, no, it says it.
Yeah, it was a screenshot.
Yeah, so it could be that our audio was not, in fact, going through.
It might now be doubled. So, anyway, go ahead and start us off on the left side.
All right. On the left side, in the blue, we've got Revive Esports, Fun Buns playing Cassia, Tempest playing Lily, JTR on the Johanna, Fats on the Jaina, and Gronman on the Sonya.
All right, and on the right side of the map, for CTV, we have Sadat on Morales, Hunter, CJR on ETC, Slip on the Samuro, Evasion on Abathur, and we've got Met, Captain on Jimmy.
All right, good. Starting mid, and we have a pause, it looks like. Well.
All right. Servers matter, everybody. All right.
Okay, we have to restart the game. The game was on the incorrect server, so we'll be back with the game shortly. As we create a new lobby and get going on the correct server.
All right.
Think about the drafts a little bit more. Revive Esports going with a multiple blind Cassia composition, going with the Johanna and Lily, which will help Cassia really bring all the damage out that she can. And you know, with Jaina and Sonya, they have a really high damage composition compared to Celeb Gaming, who just want to macro around the map. Really, Raynor, Samuro with the blinds, really shutting down the source of any team fighting damage that Celeb Gaming has. But it may not matter, as Abathur and, you know, Samuro can just go around the entire map and kill the structures without getting any objectives. So,
yeah, it's a really good point. Samuro's got great siege damage, especially once you throw a minion wave under him. His auto attack damage, I believe, with the clones is the highest in the game for DPS. So that'll be interesting to see how they play that. I have not watched Celeb Gaming play this, so I'm going to be interested to see how this goes down.
Yeah, I'm excited for both these teams. I actually got the chance to play both of them during the Div S qualifiers. They're both very good teams. It was a lot of fun to play against. I mean, we got beat both times pretty soundly, but it was a very good learning experience for us. And so we learned a lot from facing both these teams, and they're both very formidable. So very classic matchup. I think these two teams have faced each other quite a bit before now. So I think, I mean, Celeb TV, obviously, not obviously, like if you're not familiar with the matchup, Celeb TV, probably the favorites in this matchup, but Revive Esports could take them on.
Yeah, absolutely. I believe, if I can flash the graphic up on screen here, Revive Esports 5-1 on the season, Celeb TV 4-0, so a few fewer games for the fewer points, but nonetheless. Alrighty.
All right, get back into the game, and we are going to go and reintroduce the teams. Once again, we've got Fun Buns on Cassia, Tempest on Lily, Fats on the Jaina, JTR playing Johanna, and Gronman rounding it out with Sonya.
Alright, and once again on the right side, for CTV, we've got Evasion on Abathur, Sadat on Morales, Met on Jimmy, Hunter, CJR on ETC, and Slip on their Samuro.
All right, getting into the game, and the question in the chat: who picked Dragonshire? I believe that was Revive.
It was Revive Esports.
Okay. He's going in for a power side. Fun Buns might actually be in trouble. A lot of damage right away as Samuro popping his clones and moving down to the bottom lane. So the laning assignments for Celeb TV are going to be interesting. As it's going to be just Abathur in the top lane. I wonder if they just don't send anybody to the top lane ever.
That would be an interesting strategy for sure. Abathur can't always get a soak with that Abathur hat as long as a minion stays alive, so it will be up to the Sonya in the top lane to be able to focus down the hat target. As a gank comes out on a JTR, pops the Unstoppable, and walks pretty much right on out of there. No further
They're
follow.
getting a lot of damage for going up against a full blind composition. You know, those blinds only last so long.
Yeah, they've got to chain it like a CC properly, but it's just a little bit different, harder to tell. It'll be definitely on the execution of Revive Esports to make it happen.
All right, they do send somebody up top. It's going to be Samuro, as you'd expect, into the Sonya. Sonya faring very well into Slip, but the trading out is going to be in favor of Samuro with the Abathur hat at the very end to give him the shield. You know, you always lose to an Abathur hat if everything else is equal. And Sonya going down, that's a big loss for Revive Esports.
Yeah, absolutely. I want a confirmation because we had a few issues that the audio is good. If there are any issues, let me know so I can fix them early. A little bit of a crazy setup, so that's all right. We got contestant onto the bottom point here by Celeb Gaming. ETC misses a slide and ends up in a little bit of a tough spot, but he is on that Morales leash as well as having the Abathur hat, so he'll be able to walk out and get topped up, no problem.
Yeah, getting a lot of energy out there. Morales barely even broke a sweat trying to kill that. Now she's finally getting low on energy as Hunter goes back in. Samuro looks like he's winning top, of course, with the Abathur hat, but Met getting very low, uses the Rainer healing as well as the Medic leash. Medic is keeping everybody alive, and that Grandman looking a little bit better. Is able to capture the point, but the Samuro versus Sonya, this is going to be an interesting fight. Gromden uses the spear to get out before Samuro can step in. Gromden realizes that with the Abathur hat and the Samuro, the lane is a tough proposition indeed.
Yeah, that's going to be a very, very tough matchup for Grondman. I wonder if we'll see Revive Esports send anybody else into the top lane, maybe try and create some kind of pressure, but that is a very slippery Samuro. And it looks like Hunter CJR actually the one who's planning to do some of the ganking. Now that they see Sonya on the point, they could make their move, and there they go.
Yeah, ETC moved all the way around the map to make sure nobody knew he was around. There's a stunned power slide on the Sonya. Can they get the kill? Grondman spins out, spinning to win. Hunter CJR is going to back up. Fats came up to maybe help out, but the call for help is canceled. Yeah, but Hunter Seed Jr.? I don't know. Hunter went all the way around the map because Jaina had the lane so pushed out he couldn't rotate through mid to show. So that was a long way for a gank that didn't happen. But I think he's up there actually to give Samuro time to go get the Bruiser camp.
Yeah, that's good relief. Always got to keep all those lanes soaked, and the macro pressure is starting to build. However, Revive Esports, knowing that this is the tendency of Celeb Gaming, is going to go ahead and take this bottom Bruiser camp. Not an often seen pickup this early into the game, but they know where everybody on CTV is, and they're going to be able to augment their bottom lane pressure.
Yeah, Samuro's missing. He's probably not ready to gank, so they take the bottom camp for free, and now they're pushing with it. And this is what Revive Esports has to do into this composition. Once Celeb DV gets to level 10, things should start getting really crazy as Medic may go medevac, could go, Stim drone. Yeah, to give Rainer or Samuro a lot of extra power. Slip getting very low going into two people. Is it the 1v2? Go trading into Fats, gets a kill onto Jaina, and Gromman has to spin out, fearing for Sonya's life. Samuro and Abathur. I mean, I call it a 1v2, but really it's a 2v2 with the Abathur hat. And actually, Samuro stepping in, diving the tower. Slip trying to get the damage. Gromman spinning, not getting the extra damage. Down to 69 health. Gromman gets out, but that fort is not going to be long for this war. Funbuns steps up, trying to get damage, trying to trade out onto the Rainer. It works out, but Funbuns gets pushed into the fort by a face-out from Hunter. Good play. Another trade out there. Celeb TV looking to be taking the upper hand.
Yeah, they've definitely gained the map control with the Samuro pushing into top lane. Fort's about 2/3 killed. Bottom lane, it's hard to contest an Abathur hat when there's no real damage on each side. It makes the Abathur really functions as the damage needed on top of everything else. So CTV going to be looking to take both points here, and a chance for the Dragon Knight here in the middle.
All right, the chance for the Dragon Knight is here. Slip pushing Jaina out. That's just Samuro things as he switches his clones to go and capture the Dragon Knight. Jaina's going to step back up. Wow, Revive Esports looking very low. No fear, as it's just ETC and Morales. No source of damage as Raynor is busy getting the Siege Camp. Gromman grabs the Bruiser Camp top, and the Dragon Knight, no cap for Celeb TV. But here comes Samuro in for the extra damage, going in on a Tempest. Excellent clone and Abathur hat to get the Lili kill, and that's going to give Celeb TV once again the upper hand. Abathur moves top. That Bruiser Camp is pushing. Samuel's going to respond to it. Level 10s are here. It will be Stim Drone. It's not going to be any of the medevac nonsense, although, you know, it could have been crazy.
Yeah, we could have had some kind of crazy global macro play, but nonetheless, we do have pretty standard ultimates across the board, as far as you'd expect for all of these. But yeah, importantly, they've got the level 10s now, though. Revive Gaming has picked theirs up. Looks like we do have Valkyrie, which will be interesting. Job. Ooh, Samura goes down in the top lane. Gronman taking the upper hand in this matchup. Nice job there.
Yeah, Abathur hat wasn't available to Samuro. Samuro got very low, used the clone to swap out, was busy clearing the bruisers. Gromman just pushed in and surprised Slip on the Samuro. And Gromman now looking to threaten to take this Dragon Knight. Raynor is the only thing stopping it with the ship. It's
the Banshee.
Raider. Yeah, the Banshee.
Ooh.
You know, the toy ship that he has. And wow, the Drift's destroyed. Casa using charge strikes to just melt ETC, and then the same with Morales. This double blind composition for Cassia is paying dividends.
Yeah, the slide came up just the pixels width short and ended up leaving ET.
No!
Oh no! That's
he knew he was gonna die.
That was an error. Definitely not where you wanted to be as an Abathur. Oh goodness! And now middle fort. Going to be picked up by Revive Esports, and they've taken this game back into their hands in a very convincing fashion as they march down towards that bottom fort. And there's no wall here, so could be open, but Samur goes ahead, takes it out. Gronman probably going to spear on out and get out of here.
Everything seemed to go wrong at the same time for Celeb TV, ETC, Power Sled, and probably looking for a mosh that just didn't happen, got blown up. Medic tried to save him and ended up following the same fate, and Abathur stuck in the worst position mid and died. So Celeb TV really have to make some adjustments to their composition, but they haven't fallen too far behind. They will be down 13s, and they're looking for a gank party. They're too far away in order to make anything happen. ETC had to show, and now Revive Esports moving on to 5 onto this camp. The rest of the map is open for Celeb TV to macro. But with the double camp for Revive Esports, they're going to be able to push their advantage.
Yeah, the 5-man on the camp will guarantee that they pick it up, have that Bruiser and Siege for the for this level 13 assault on the bottom fort. They do see Slip sliding behind and into a flanking position, but they're able to chase him off and aggress right onto this fort, and I don't think CTV can hold this off.
Yeah, the Samuro flank failed to really draw any attention. Slip immediately. Oh, here's a Valkyrie and an excellent dodge from Celeb TV. But yeah, Slip immediately used his clones to escape. Now he's just going to do Samuro things, and this is the real threat of Celeb TV's composition. They're winning the team fights on the side of Revive Esports, but Celeb TV just has Samuro Abathur, and the threat of the backdoor is always there. You know, no matter how well your team is doing. So now Samuro making the rotation to try and get a team fight now that everybody is on the same talent tier, using Windwalk to go in with the Abathur hat. Jaina gets very low. Johanna using Condemn to stun out Samuro. They have to retreat behind their gate. The aggression and initiation fails.
Yeah, that's a really good peeling job there from Johanna. Slip trying to sneak into the backline and completely assassinate Jaina before they can respond. And so far, Johanna's been absolutely fantastic at peeling with the Condemn, and especially the Shield Glare to blind out Samuro.
Ooh, wow. Hunters maybe trying to find somebody, but they just find Johanna. JT are doing a good job protecting Fun Buns from getting aggressed on. Samuro still pushing top, has his clones available for a quick exit if he sees any trouble, and uses them now to get to safety. Raynor grabbing bottom, and Celeb TV now threatening Dragon Knight.
Yeah, let's see if they can execute, grab this Dragon Knight. There's 5 here in the middle, so they know, Celeb TV knows there's no chance that their things can get interrupted for at least the next couple seconds. So looks like they seem to be playing a little passive, not quite acting like they want to take a fight immediately, but looking for a mistake they can exploit, get into the right position, and see what they can do from there.
Yeah, but with the Abathur and the Samuel, they could be everywhere on the map at once. You saw they were able to get both Shrines and threaten Dragon Knight, while Revived Esports just went and took a Bruiser camp. They try. Oh, here comes a Valkyrie. It lands on the real Samuro, uses the clone to get out Windwalk. With Shikuchi, gets slipped to safety. They almost had a kill there. There's the Mosh, hits nobody after Johanna. Quick D button as the Iron Skin is popped. Or no, I think it was a cleanse from Lily, actually. A quick cleanse from Lily, and now Medic is going to go down. ETC dies. Samuro was chased down earlier, and that's going to be it for Medic. And now Sonya pushing in to try and get the kill on Raynor, and it's Sonya who's going to go down. The greed is real. Met survives as they get, it's a 1 for 3. But now Revive Esports gets another Dragon Knight, and Celeb TV did not want to be in this position.
No, you can macro all you want with Samuro and Abathur, but if Samuro's dead, you can't actually pick up the forts that are going to keep you in this game. Now a full level lead here for Revive Esports as they pick up the second Dragon Knight and march towards keep walls.
Yep. I'm not sure if they're going to take mid or bottom keep wall. Abathur may have to get out of the way as the Dragon steps forward. No, they're not going to. They're not going to go mid. They are indeed going to go bottom, which is the stronger lane in Dragonshire. But I was going to say just before that fight, Celeb TV was avoiding. They were just staying away. They were seeing if they can get an engage. If it didn't work out, they just left. But that time they didn't follow through with that plan, and they suffered for it. Slip actually taking a lot of damage, backing out with a clone immediately, trying to get some free damage on the Dragon Knight. That's things you can do when you're Samuro.
Yeah, that definitely falls under hashtag just Samuro things. Jaina actually teching into the root at level 16 to lock down that diving target. Takes a lot of damage so quickly early in that fight, and Celeb TV doing a great job defending this Dragon Knight. It's only down to about 20% health, and very little damage has been done to the keep.
Yeah, good defense coming out from Celeb TV. The Samuro poke with the Abathur hat is incredible. Drummond stuck way out. Sony might be in trouble. Here come the Cups out. And instead of Valkyrie, lands onto Raynor. Raynor goes down. They're trying to get the rest, but there's a smosh pit onto 4 people. Can they get the kills? They get the Jaina. They get the Johanna. And what a mosh pit and a follow-up, even without one of their major damage sources. The Sonya goes down. Everybody's trying to escape, but they can't. It's a bloodbath here as Cassie is the next to follow. Celeb TV fighting back and showing you just how dangerous a Samuro with an Abathur hat can be as he gets the triple kill.
Yeah, Hunter got that mosh pit off. Fantastic 4-man mosh. Sonya didn't have the spear up. And then there was still only a Samuro alive, and I'd go, I wonder if they can get enough follow-up on this, but all of a sudden, Keep shoots Johanna, Samuro instantly deletes Jaina, and all of a sudden, they've got 2 kills and are chasing down the rest of the team, and they turn 4, even up the levels, even up the kills, and turn this back into a very manageable game state. They take the entire map and have a huge macro advantage now.
I want to just point out the Samuro build a little bit unorthodox. You usually don't see Way of the Blade. But that might be happening for more single target damage. There's, in fact, on Sonya, Gromman taking a lot of damage from the Samuro Abathur hat combination. Sonya's in trouble, gets the tap, uses Nerves of Steel down to 300 health, and now Samuro's taking keep damage, but his clones absorb it. But now Jaina uses Blessed Shield to engage onto the team. ETC is stuck out. Can the medic beam save him? The medic beam is actually broken. Satat walked a little bit too far away from ETC, and down he goes.
No, but while all that's occurring, is Revive Gaming okay with trading that for an entire keep, possibly?
Yeah.
Slip and evasion now coming in, and there goes the top keep. And despite all of it, Celeb Gaming goes ahead and takes the first keep of the game up here in the Bridge of Death top lane.
Yeah, the unfortunate thing is that, they have to worry about the backdoor. You have a huge wave. You have a Samuro pushing on here. It's a clone Samuro. as well as the real one, and the backdoor pressure is real, so you really can't death ball as 5. You have to have somebody guarding that back door.
Just an impressive strategic decision of how to base their comp, and really, if I've heard correctly, how they base their team around in many games. It's a really cool style. Valkyrie does miss Sadat, just barely penetrate around, just destroys Jaina. Do they get the counter keep? It does not appear like they will. They're gonna Revive Gaming's gonna have to walk out. Maybe Funbun's death rattles for it. He'll go ahead, pick up the keep, but is in a very bad position. Sonya comes in, huge mosh pit, lands on 3 people again. Lily cannot interrupt. Gronman gonna be knocked down very low. Stim comes out onto Samuro, and that increases the damage out to 11.
Oh my god, and it shows any 2 of these damage sources is enough to kill the entire team of Celeb TV, and when they're both there, it's just a massacre as they get to level 20. First Met chases Johanna all the way back to the other side of the map, as now the chase for Lily is on. Will her fast feet be enough to get out? Tempest now slowed, but there's the 4th damage. It doesn't matter, you got a Medivac beam, but Tempest finds their way to safety past a gate.
Oof, just
doesn't matter,
barely. Just barely made it out, but yeah, you're absolutely right. Dragonite in the favor of Celeb Gaming, and they've got an open core to go through top lane. They've got a weakened bottom lane if they want to go through there. Minions being the real heroes of Revive Gaming right now as they cause about 10 seconds of interruptions. But yeah, it appears they're going to pick up the Bruisers and then either march mid or top into this endgame scenario.
Yeah, and I'm being told by chat that Wave the Blade is standard now on Samuro, so it looks like the Samuro mains out there have changed the build that they go. So we are seeing, in fact, a standard build from Slip. Slip going right into the enemy team, uses his clone to get out of trouble. Doesn't get quite the poke he wanted, but this Dragon Knight is very dangerous. They're going to have to do a lot. Like I have Valkyrie right onto the medic to defend this. The Dragon Knight now walking to try and get the core as much damage as possible. And yeah, ETC is out of here. That Bridge of Death could be real trouble. Slip is trying to make his way out, uses a clone to escape. They're not going to get any more kills, but that Valkyrie onto the medic was huge and a big defense by Revive Esports.
That was
they're going for more.
Impressive, yeah. They're chasing down Hunter. He goes ahead and blinks plus slides out, so he will definitely be able to make it out. But yeah, that Valkyrie, clutch play there by Funbuns, really basically saving this. And then ironically, Funbuns going to get caught out, and that very well could be a pick. Yes, it does result in a pick, and ironic, here comes the counter turn from Celeb TV. They're just walking right back in. Good route from Foots there, going to go ahead and prevent the engage from going any further, but 2 quick counter kills, and Celeb TV's gaming is so dangerous. They just get kills so fast.
Yeah, despite the incredible number of blinds in the enemy team, there's just too many auto attacks too often from Celeb TV. You know, it does shut down their damage a little bit, but, you know, they're still dangerous, and Cassia just in the wrong part of town.
And you have to think, if Samuro keeps coming on a side angle or a back angle, you can only hit Samuro and Jimmy with one of the blinds at a time, so Johanna can't get that double value blind. Lily can't get a great value blind either because of all the Samuro clones, so they're having to use all their blind resources up more quickly than they would like to be able to, and that's what's allowing this damage to slip through.
Agreed.
Alright, looks like Celeb TV is going to go ahead and just claim their free bottom fort. Not a huge deal at this point, but it is going to maybe give a scaling advantage, keep that lane open for maybe a quick Dragon Knight kill, if it so happens to be. But yeah, this is actually an impressive push here in the bottom lane with the Siege and Bruiser. That got the minion reinforcements, really made that big.
Yeah, you've got a back... Oh, there's a Valkyrie on ETC, is taking the keep damage. He uses Bolt of the Storm to escape, only down to about half health. They're trying to turn around and maybe find the medic now. Satat is in trouble. The Abath attack going on. A quick grenade is going to give Satat a little bit of space. There's a lot of shields, but the root from Jaina is going to keep her in place. That's medic going down. That said, Samuro grab the top shrine. They're not able to get the Dragon Knight, and that's a huge wave bottom. Jane has to go back to prevent the back door.
Yeah, always have to keep that opportunity. You see Slip already there, and then he decides, yep, I'm going to back off or at least hold here. If Celeb TV didn't see the Jaina come back, they absolutely would have at least aggressed and tried to do some kind of damage. Bush Party set up by the Dragon Knight. Foot's getting absolutely chunked by the Samuro and the minion waves, and the pressure continues to build as Gromlin now comes back to help.
They're trying to get the kill onto the Slip, uses the Shikuchi to get away. They have to go back and stop the catapults. Evasion grabs the bottom, and the Dragonite is threatened.
And this is a 21-minute Dragon Knight, level 22s, and with a Samuro and a Jimmy. That could be a very, very quick game-ending Dragon Knight if Revive Esports doesn't play this correctly, and they're going to go ahead and create the interrupt in bottom.
Burden of execution 100% on Revive Esports. Now here comes Samuro on the core. Slip is going, and there's the clone. They've got the Samuro clone full back door coming in. Sonya trying to take the kills, but there's so much space. The core is down to 70%. Look how much damage, and they get the kill on the Rainer before they back, but it might not be enough. It might have been too little, too late. There's 8%, 6%, 5%, and that's Samuro ending the game all by himself. Revive Esports cannot beat the Blade Master.
That's actually crazy. That's actually crazy. I have not seen the Samuro Abathur hat back door. That's
really? I will point you to Fnatic in Sky Temple in the RIP HGC. That's something that they ran and won fairly easily.
That's impressive.
With Sky Temple, but yeah, with a Samuro Abba clone. And by the way, that's what Tempo Storm was trying to do when they did their Samuro Abathur Murky composition, but they did it wrong.
Fair enough. But yeah, that was a really, really impressive game from both sides, actually. I really like the play on both sides, but CTV does end up taking it. Let's toss it over to our analyst and see what he has to say about that game.
Yeah, so, I mean, well played by both teams. That was definitely a close game. Maybe not the most satisfying ending, depending on who you ask, but, it's always fun to see those kind of cheeky, clever plays that do end up working out. I thought the comp from Celeb TV, like I said, I think it was a favorite comp of theirs, Abathur, Samuro. But also the Rainer Morales. I was especially surprised by the Morales, but I think it works pretty well. Into like the Cassia, for example, he had the weak spot acquired, which reduces the armor, and they also had like a couple block talents and ignore pain on Sonya and things like that. That seemed to be very helpful. And then the stim droned Samuro seemed to do a lot of work in just allowing him to stick on targets and things like that, especially with the Rainer slows on his auto attacks as well. You also have the Banshee damage, his spell damage now, so that poked out the Cassia a couple times pretty hard there. We saw them try to push in for the keep with the Dragon Knight top lane, and they put Hunter CJ in the Dragon Knight with level 20. And those ETC moshes, I think if they had a mosh on that push, they probably could have won the game right there. And keeping Rainer in the Dragon Knight, you can keep the Banshee as well while you're in the DK. That's a fun tip that some people might not know about. So I think that might have been a little bit of a miscommunication, loss of opportunity there, but they still managed to hold them off and then get the back door, so it worked out.
Yeah, I will say, I was going to say just before Samuro backdoored the core, 21-22. And no, I am not on the team. 21-22. That just favors the Samuro Abathur composition because Revive Esports has to go everywhere, and you have to plan your movement perfectly in order to get. To make sure that you don't lose to that Samuro Abathur composition. Really, that burden of execution all on Revive Esports to that point, and man, it's difficult for even the best teams to deal with that.
For sure. All right, let's. We are speeding this right along, so we're gonna go into Volskaya Foundry, picked up by, I believe, Celeb TV chose this one, and we'll have a live draft for you this time. So that sounds like a fantastic thing. Going into the next map here. Celeb Gaming up 1-0, choosing Volskaya, and we'll have to see what kind of shenanigans they're up with this time. And if there are any bans coming out, what bands might be coming out from Revive Esports?
All right, we're just waiting for everybody to connect, and it'll be the first band. It's interesting, we heard in the pregame show talking about off-banning, and there goes the Samuro. You don't want the same thing. Nope, yeah, I would do the same thing.
Yep, fool me once, shame on you. Fool me twice, we lose the series. So
fool me twice, can't get fooled again.
Yeah.
So we have the Samuro band coming out, but we did hear about, off banning and making, leaving all those big heavy hitter heroes open so that second pick is able to grab them. So we'll see if that happens this time. Genji banned out, and that's a good ban because it strikes me as like second tier top ban. Like you've got the Zeratul, the Maiev, the Anas, the Anubs, the Diablos, and then like just a tier below that, I think you've got like Genji as far as bans are concerned.
Yeah, and especially since we're up here in Heroic Division, Genji is a threat at every single game, at every single point in time, because the players can execute so cleanly, and the fire is so well-focused and targeted. It just creates this really powerful spot where Genji can walk over entire teams practically, if not checked.
Yeah. And that's the Abathur ban out, so they are leaving a lot of heavy duty heroes open. Abathur good pretty much every map at the moment. And so, yeah, you've got Zeratul, you've got Maiev, and they're going to go for the Zeratul, so I expect Celeb TV to grab Maiev here.
Yeah, that would not be surprising. They also were favoring Ana, and there we go. I couldn't get the words out fast enough before they gobbled them up. They got the heroes so fast we couldn't even bring out the words. Now I don't look like a prophet. Gosh.
They're just so incredibly on the money. But yeah, it's a pretty obvious no-brainer right there. Now with the new band, probably going to see the Diablo or the Johanna, and the Tyrande the next choice for support before it gets banned out. And Revive Esports a big fan of the Johanna.
Yeah, they seem to be really favoring it. And Johanna pretty good into Maiev. Overall, you can't get tether stunned, where some other teams or some other heroes might be forced to walk forward. Johanna can stand strong, so I like the pick.
Yeah.
Like the pick.
I do. Hanzo banned out now, and Revive Esports has full control over the tank selection. They could ban a tank out here. I would not be surprised with Diablo ban.
Yep. Let's see, Rio, what do you think? Do you know what Celeb is looking to do here? Garrosh, great ban, works well with me.
They might be planning a little bit of a Dark Lady here that I think Met has been favoring that a little bit lately, and I've been talking with him that I think this is one of her better maps. I would like to note also, with the Ana, Eye of Horus is available to be picked now, I believe. So
absolutely.
We don't necessarily need to see a mage, a Jaina, Orphea, that type of thing now, always paired with it. That opens up the drafting a little bit more picking Ana. We do still see the Jaina there, so.
That said.
Yep. Met working on the Jaina, so we do see no Sylvanas or anybody of the like for Met and Celeb TV this game.
Ryokai, is ETC getting more meta because Celeb TV going with him as their choice both games?
I have not seen that lately. But yeah, they are seeming to favor it, and it definitely had a huge impact last game.
Yeah, I mean, like, he's able to be focused, but like not. I mean, with the Arthas, maybe they might be able to lock down the ETC a little better, and now they just kind of want to run, or in the Hammer's case, slowly drive towards the enemy team.
Yeah, I've been favoring ETC a bit more lately. I think his engage is always so incredibly good, and as we saw last game, Mosh Pit literally turns entire fights and games around. So when you have an ability as strong as Mosh Pit, it's always a threat. When you have a fundamental base kit that's as good as ETC's, it's hard for him never to be too bad. So
yeah,
I like it. I like it overall, and Blaze picked up to round that off.
It's going to be Blaze in the off lane, probably versus the Arthas. Sergeant Hammer, of course, kind of changed the game around. That can throw a wrench into a lot of teams' plans, so they're going to have to do a lot to deal with the different way that a Sergeant Hammer composition plays.
Yeah, Sergeant Hammer, I have not kept, after HGC's death, I have not kept up with the real high-level meta, but I know Sergeant Hammer was a very big part of it for a long time, so I don't know how it is lately, but always has to be accounted for, especially if your team lacks engage.
Yeah, this is true. With the Tyrande, Zeratul Void Prison is always going to be very good. Not a whole lot of Wamba potential, but you don't always need that into the composition. Really, Hammer, it's going to be Zeratul and Hammer going to be punishing people that clump up in order to fight against them with sustained damage. I mean, Zeratul has a decent amount of poke and burst, but it's mostly going to be a sustained comp. But, Arthas just wants to run in and into an NMIF net.
Alright, well, Slip appears to be loading his game on a toaster instead of a normal personal computer. He might be able to reconnect if they get into game or not. Otherwise, we might get a fancy reconnect as his loading bar does not go ahead and finish up. But I think he'll be back in pretty soon. Alright.
Okay.
Starting on the right side of the map. For Celeb TV, they're up 1-0. They picked Volskaya Foundry. Let's see what kind of strategy they've got going in as they try and clean up this series and get the 2-0. We have Sada on the Ana, Hunter CJR on the ETC, again, Evasion on Blaze, Met on Jaina, and Maev.
And we will bring you the blue team in just a moment after these messages. It's a pause as we are indeed waiting for one of the players to get back into the game.
Yep. Looks like Slip did drop out of the game, but he should be still having a few issues. So
yeah. Yeah, just overall, let's get our analyst opinion. Ryokai, what do you think of both of these drafts?
I think you mentioned earlier, I think a lot of this is going to come down to the Zeratul and Sergeant Hammer. I love Cizana, so he's definitely going to be very comfortable on that hero, and with Hammer being already so immobile, I'm scared for the engage potential that Celeb will have on them. So I think a lot is going to come down to Tempest on getting those cleanses out with the Tyrande heals on their engages to keep the Hammer safe, or the Void Prison to disrupt it and then look to counter. I think that is going to be the focal point of these fights.
All right. We're waiting for everybody to get back in the game. Ace, are you okay?
I am okay. Computer had a little bit of a heart attack, but I'm okay.
Just having a lot of. It looks like it says it left the game.
Yeah, my computer had a minor heart attack, dropped a handful of frames on OBS, but I think we're back. Sombra confirmed. I do agree with that. Yep, Heroes lately for me has been gobbling up processor for some reason. Like, I can't run things on the side as much, and it was I'm here.
Yeah, we have everyone making sure
I
everybody's
can't
around.
he can't see my chat though.
Yeah.
Because we're not made referees of this game. We are. Yep, we good.
All right.
Oh.
Okay, I have some whispers on some. Okay, here we are on the blue team. Without further delay, it's going to be Fun Buns playing Sergeant Hammer, JTR on the Johanna, Tempest playing Tyrande, Fats on the Zeratul, and Gronmin on the Arthas. It's going to be a block party for ETC, not too much of a surprise. A lot of auto attack problems with Sergeant Hammer, so hopefully you avoid that. No real surprises otherwise for any of the other talents.
Yep, and we'll see. This will be a battle between, I think, Funbuns on the hammer and Sadat and the rest of Sadat and Slip mainly, trying to create the engages on the sieged up Sergeant Hammer, and see how the Sleep Darts and the Maiev Umbral Binds do.
Yeah, oh, there's going to be a slide on to Sergeant Hammer. Funbuns doesn't get out this time. The bind is too much.
Yep, and there we go. There's Sergeant Hammer is going to be in a very vulnerable position until level 4, when she can get that unstoppable talent. That's just the most critical talent on the planet for Sergeant Hammer.
Yeah, and Celeb TV already just destroying in terms of wave clear. They've got so much on both sides. They're dominating all the lanes, and that's going to allow them to grab the support camp.
Yep, and that's a very early support camp. Thoughts checks it, sees it. JTR is going to come and agitate them, but really, Revive Gaming has no ability to engage on this, so that's a free pickup, and looks like the response is just going to be a turret camp here from Revive.
Yeah, so Revive down already in the item wars. Celeb TV has the item advantage for now, and Arthas is going to have a lot to deal with as far as wave clear. Gronman actually looking to be freezing the lane in front of them, trying to keep as much experience zoned out from Blaze as possible while Evasion goes off and does other things.
Yeah, that's a obviously very important part of soul laning strategy is freezing lanes where you need them. Slip goes ahead, shades through, but does not choose to engage. Sergeant Hammer goes ahead and retreats out of top lane to safety. As level 4s are being picked up, and we don't have it. There we go. We do have Siege Tactics picked up. I was getting worried. That was like, do they have secret tech coming down in here? They're going to use Lifesteal? Ooh.
Yeah, secret hammer tech not happening. It's going to be the standard hammer build. Arthas finally now pushing up into the lane. Zeratul messing with the rotations as Evasion trying to get out. Arthas blocks him in between two people, but you've got the Ana preventing Evasion from going down. That heals from Ana. It's really hard to get through, especially on a Blaze.
Yeah, I think Ana might be like the second hardest pocket hero in the game behind Lieutenant Morales. Slip going to go ahead, dive, just send out the shade on top of Funbuns. Funbuns is going to boldly stand his ground. I'm impressed.
No fear, knows it's call that calculated, knows exactly how much Maiev can do. And I think before, when Funbuns got killed, he just mistimed the unstoppable.
Well, he didn't have it
yet. Did not have the unstoppable, excuse me. And is able to time it perfectly along with the Umbral Bind to avoid getting pulled and getting killed. And there you see Hammer just being a nuisance. Tyrande heals Hammer back up to full. Celeb TV on the point, but now Gronman might be in trouble. There's the rotation, the power slide through, and Gronman goes down.
Ooh, very critical pick there, as that'll allow Celeb TV to get up to at least 99% without really any kind of contest, and they're going to get the bottom lane soak out of it, so already widening the lead that they've built off the back of these two early kills.
Yes, so Sonya not respecting the fact that the rotation was possible from Celeb TV. But Hammer is doing Hammer things, pushing top. Hammer's got her own brigade. Who needs a protector when you've got a tank?
That's a really good point. I don't know why Katia Volskaya did not go ahead and just make tanks. That's pretty good. Seems to be good to me.
I mean,
Tried
the
and true
thing that
technology.
walks, it could fall down. Tank's got treads. But physics of the game aside, Fats is going to step forward, wormhole back to safety. Met takes a lot of poke damage. The protector is out with only getting a front wall in mid.
Yeah, we'll have to see if they want to rotate up and get the top lane well picked off. I think that's one of the most important things. Slip going to go ahead and hit Tempest with an Umbral Bind, but doesn't do a whole lot besides a little damage. Evasion actually in a little bit of a tough spot, but I think he'll be able to get out. Fots, took tower shots down, and now the counter kill possible comes from Met. There it goes, and The ding.
Arthas getting a little too bold, but that is at the expense of the front wall. The protector is destroyed, and now they're working on the fort. Hammer trying to defend as much as possible, but they're getting a lot of damage on this fort.
Yeah, that sergeant's sleeping on the job, and it's just gonna be gonna be tough as level 10s are nearly here for Celeb Gaming, and it's there they are, another nap for Sergeant Hammer, and I tell you, Sadat is gonna be so critical for this.
I noticed, like, when Sergeant Hammer gets put to sleep, Sergeant Hammer actually goes back inside the tank to take a nap.
That's actually incredible. I'll have to take a look for that in the guaranteed ensuing sleep darts that get fired off.
Yeah, D stands for dying to take a nap. And, oh, there's a big stun onto the 3, and the Pyromania has popped. Evasion goes through. Here's a big rotation. A flank onto everyone. Tempest is in trouble, but uses the conveyables to get away. Hunter uses them to catch up, and Tyrande goes down to finish off the kill. Fats is caught, maybe out the water elemental, slowing him down. Maiev can't quite get the damage. Fats gets out with a victory, but the Celeb TV's rotation is completely catching Revive Esports off guard all game.
Yeah, that was a fantastic rotation, and it's actually impressive that Revive only lost one player there. It came at the expense of a Void Prison, but Tyrande walked the other way backwards, try and make it happen. And I say that Gronman, actually in serious trouble, has to fight against the conveyor belt, does pop the Army of the Dead, gets a lot of healing from that. Sadat takes a big Zeratul combo, but he's going to be fine with that Biotic Emitter, and now it's just a 4v4 here on bottom fort over just control the fort. Sergeant Hammer, yep, jumps back into the tank and falls asleep. Let's have nice amenities down there.
Yeah, this is really tough. It's a 4v4, and Celeb TV really have no reason to leave. They can't, there's not able to do anything to them. Arthas wants to run it down, but every time he does, they just rip him apart.
Yeah, and Slip with the Nisha's Memento on level 1 is bouncing the primary attacks, the basic attacks, every time to be able to pick up these siege camps so quickly to keep the macro pressure on. And now there is a rotation onto Maiev in the middle lane, but I think just blink out and be A-okay. Walk out with casual 500 health.
Yeah, Slip, knowing what's up, recognizes that Arthas missing from the map, gets into a position to get out. Jaina now coming in, taking the turret. I'm not sure what the item advantage is right now. I don't know if Revive has any items at all. No, it's the turret on Funbuns, and if Funbuns doesn't survive this, they might lose it.
Yeah, he's in a little bit of trouble. Evasion gonna go ahead, try and body block him in. Does end up getting the kill. It is under fort, though. Tempest going to go ahead and rotate down. Is going to get caught out as well.
Uses the Starfall to die. Just has enough health to survive.
Oh, my goodness.
Johanna will pick up the item that they weren't able to grab. And Met's in trouble. A good stun from Johanna, keeping him in place. Evasion is in trouble to follow. What a good rotation from Revive Esports. Oh, and there's the Void Prison to make sure Anna can't escape.
Anna locked in time and going to be locked into the spawn room here in just a minute. Tries to take out Tempest, but Anna not known to be the most damaging of heroes as Met brings in the good old self-deprecation here. No big deal. Between the BFG and the Blink, that's another stagger kill onto Slip there, and that's going to be Triglav percentage building as well as a Biotic Emitter here for the ensuing firefight, which I believe Biotic Emitter extremely good with Sergeant Hammer.
Yeah, just really powerful on those points, but man, Revive Esports really turning it around. Celeb TV getting a little bit I don't want to say cocky, but now there's a big slide on the ground. We can't get the face melt around him to get the pushback. But they seemed a little complacent, I think is the word I was looking for.
That seems, yeah. They got a little sloppy in their plays and definitely got caught out, gave Revive a little bit of tempo to get back into this game, because now objective is essentially whoever wins this fight wins the objective. Turret's going to get popped. We do have a 1-2-0 turret advantage.
ETC just taking it like a champ.
Yeah, good pocket from Sadat there. playing in a nice safe spot, being able to fire off those long-range piercing Qs, and now it looks like control of the point, as far as map control, is starting to favor Celeb TV just a little bit. Here comes the possible engage by Slip. No, decides to go ahead and let the Shade expire.
And Celeb TV playing just outside Hammer's range. Hammer pushing up to be right in the right position, but there's a Void Prison. There's a possible engage coming out from Revive Esports. ETZ is caught completely out of place. Down goes Maev as well. Johanna survives thanks to Iron Skin. Blaze is trying to find the Johanna kill. Maybe a kill onto the Zeratul. Fats blinks out. Blaze trying to get as much damage done as possible now that Anna is back. Jaina sniping from the sides, but here comes Zeratul with a huge cleave. Almost gets the kill. Satat goes down to 40 health, but survives.
That was a great three-man effort there from Celeb, but it just wasn't quite enough. Blaze had that choke on lockdown with that slowing oil. Met was firing off Frostbolt after Frostbolt with the cooldown reduction, but nobody ended up going down. Great job there to keep everybody alive. And yeah, now Revive Esports going to be the first one to level 16, so good on them. Would not have called that a minute ago, so...
Yeah, they're
nice
taking
game.
the Protector now and pushing into mid. And you see the plan very clear from Fats on the Zeratul is going to shut down the rest of the team. Ana is really the big battery, along with Jaina and Maev, that keeps his team going. Everyone outside of the Hammer Circle, Zeratul's winning Void Prison, 3 of them. Without Ana and without the counter engaged with the damage, they're able to get a free kill on the ETC.
Yeah, that was a really fantastically placed Void Prison, and we are 16, which means Zeratul's power is spiking rapidly as he picks up that very, very important level 16 ability that gives him 40% more damage. I think that's a Void Slash, yes.
Yeah, and you see they're Celeb TV backing off a little bit. Blaze has to reset. ETC trying to stop them from going into the fourth. They're making sure the minions go and Hammer elsewhere, maybe trying to threaten macro pressure, but now they're going to steal a camp.
That's a good pick there. Maev is up in the top lane, so no real reason for Celeb TV. They're actually going to go and engage on a Johanna who has the Unstoppable available, and yeah, just like it happens, ETC gets counter-engaged, the backline gets Void Prison, and they're going to die here. There's going to be a lot of problems here. Met going to get knocked down to 1 HP, pops the Ice Block, but is fully surrounded. Tried to death rattle out, and Fot's actually in a lot of trouble, but does...
Are the heals there?
Yep, the Water Elemental did end up going down, but whew, a little close,
yeah,
but 2 kills.
Yeah, Fats in trouble. If Fats had died, I would have said, I noticed Zeratul barely missed a W onto Jaina, and that would actually kill her before she was able to use her Ice Block. And so that would have been the difference between living and dying. But it ends up not mattering. However, Celeb TV now trying to take this, and there's a rotation from Revive Esports. Gets the root onto the Ana. They charge their backline. Revive Esports has figured out the Achilles heel of this composition.
Yeah, it's not even Sergeant Hammer doing a lot of work. It's Sergeant Hammer doing Sergeant Hammer things around the map. Fats is just making plays here, diving the backline, hitting the voids. Is going to get knocked down pretty low, but there's no real follow-up here. And Celeb TV is really on the back foot, and they've got to figure out how to have somebody cover...
Oh! 12 hit points.
Wow. Evasion maybe... definitely didn't evade that one and almost paid for it with his life. Top lane pressure is going to get cleaned up by Zeratul. But yeah.
You see Toronto threw an owl out there just in case Blaze was still around, and he wasn't. Blaze actually ends up moving out of the way. However, Revive Esports taking this time to grab the bottom 4. Point C is up next. Revive Esports knows exactly where they are. They decided it's safe to go grab both of their camps at the same time. Zeratul grabbing the top camp himself, and the rest of the team grabbing the turret. Celeb TV not interested in invading right now.
Now, Celeb TV's got to figure out, do they need to keep a tank in the backline so they can bunker or just do some kind of defensive engagement? Who do they need? Who needs to keep more eyes on Zeratul? Because Zeratul's getting free Void Prisons into the backline, or maybe they just don't need to clump up so much in the back. Every Void's been 2 to 3 people, all squishies in the backline, so something's got to change, and they've got to get it to change quickly, because Zeratul's going to get even more powerful at level 20.
And that being said, it's really tough because walking into that Sergeant Hammer circle, you want to act fast. The longer you spend in there, the more health Hammer is just going to just drain from your team. And if you stay outside the circle, you end up clumping up, and somebody has to go in, and it separates the team. Revive Esports has a lot of answers to what Celeb TV is bringing.
Yeah. Well, we are on the Total Mayhem point C, where anything can happen and Sergeant Hammer can run on the point. But Revive Gaming is up those level 20 talents, so it's unlikely that Celeb TV is going to do anything here.
Yeah, it's Maev death and having to reset really cost Celeb TV. They weren't able to get an engage before 20. It looks like they don't mind waiting. However, this Protector is going to be a big deal. If they can't get to level 20 by the time this Protector gets out, now you see Fat's actually waiting invisibly to see if anybody steps up to grab that wave.
Yeah, and that's actually a great idea not to clear that wave, as it's basically long-range freezing it, and preventing might be a big reason why Celeb Gaming is not going to make it to level 20 before this Protector marches down.
Yeah, with the trickle XP, the new the trickle XP has been increased lately in a recent patch, so it looks like they will get 20. I'm gonna guess before the keep goes down, but they're gonna have to act fast.
Yeah, it depends on how fast they go ahead and clear that wave that's in the bottom lane. Evasion gonna go ahead and nope out of town. That's gonna get them very close. They will Celeb TV will get this off the bottom lane alone, but nobody can step up to soak that. Slip getting a ton of Q resets, actually, off of that. 20's now picked up, and how fast can they lock it in? Looks like we do have that death metal on ETC. Could be a game changer of an ultimate.
You start running at them, death metal keeps the team locked into place, and they're going to wait. Oh, there's a big void prison. The root doesn't land on the Ana, but the Protector trying to make something happen, and there's the Cage trying to zone them out, but it's in a weird position. Revive Esports finds an easy kill on the Jaina, but Maev is going to be next. Slip looking very low. The Protector now getting onto Core, getting onto Satat. Ana goes down. Maev able to back out. ETC trying to get the kill onto Zeratul, but not enough as the shields come out from the Protector. The Core going down. We may be going to a game number 3.
And I know that's not what Celeb TV wants, or Celeb Gaming wants, but that's what they're gonna get. GG's, we are tied up here, 1-1, going into game number 3. Ooh, let's see how they handle that, because I think somebody had to leave 5 minutes from now. So
yeah, I think Celeb Gaming, they at the very end of the game, like, they just seemed to lose track of what the plan was. The Void Prison really put everything into chaos at the end. But while Ace is checking that, let's check in with Ryokai. What do you think of that match?
I mean, yeah, I think well played to both teams. I think that shows right there the power of Zeratul. If he's been banned so much that maybe sometimes people forget or don't realize that, yeah, he can still just pretty much solo carry games. Yeah, I thought that was well played. I was unsure of how Revive would do. I know me and Ghost Dunk have both scrimmed against both of these teams, but Revive coming into this had played mostly with Zarumag on their team for a few weeks, and so they have swapped it up with Fats now on the roster and switched around some roles. So I think it was kind of going to be a question of how they would adapt to that, and I think they're showing that they might even be even stronger after that change. So yeah, I think taking at least even a game off of Celeb is a pretty big accomplishment, and they show that they are definitely up there, and all these games are going to be pretty close, hard-fought victories. So
yeah. Now, I'm looking at the replay, which I'm calling the replay, but is really just the stream delay allowing me to rewatch it on the channel. The Warden's Cage, it looks like Slip fat-fingered the R button before he teleported where he wanted to be. So, unfortunate defense coming out from Celeb TV there. Hate to see it.
Yep. Yeah, it always feels the worst when you've got to make that big defense and all of a sudden you just see it go. Nope.
Oops, I hit the button wrong.
Yep. And they're like, oh well, there's next try.
Yeah. That's esports, man.
Yep, that is the unfortunate things of digital athletics. Looking for game 3, but we know that Celeb had to be done before 11 Eastern, 8 Pacific, which it is rapidly approaching. So we're going to have to see what's going down here.
I think actually it was...
sorry,
Live.
it was Fun Buns, if I remember correctly. There's somebody on... It was somebody in general.
And I think they have a replacement.
Okay, good. Good.
Oh,
good.
maybe.
I see them in game now, so that does help.
Yeah, no, I just got invited to a lobby.
Cool.
Fun Buns is still on here. I'm not sure
Yep.
if that win was inspiration enough to blow off whatever.
Who needs sleep?
Yeah.
All right, get me in here, and we'll get going pretty quick for these teams.
Oh, we've got good news. Fun Buns gets to keep playing. So it looks like he's talked to his boss and or spouse and or whatever
Future
important
obligation.
has been, yes, whatever future obligation has been through. Huge boy coming through, and we're gonna get a game number 3 with full strength coming from both these teams. We're gonna get an invite to everybody who needs it.
There we go.
Oh, okay, we're already through.
We in here. All right, my computer has stopped having heart attacks. I was dropping a few frames through the beginning of that last game, but we went ahead and got through with it. So,
all right, Infernal Shrines is the map, and who chose this map?
that's a good question. It looks like based on the based on whoever's picking first, we did have Revive Esports pick this map.
Okay. So Revive Esports, actually, it looks like Celeb TV chose first pick. So despite what they said in the interview, they decide that first pick is better in this situation.
Interesting choice. Maybe they said that in the interview to throw Revive Esports off and everybody else. So everybody listening to them would go, "Wow, second pick is pretty good. The heroic team said it," and all of a sudden, whew,
Yeah.
all of a sudden, going second is new meta, even though it's worse.
Yeah. Remember, first pick, going back to the Bloodlust meme, way back in the day, first pick is OP. You win 100% of the games where you get first pick.
That is true so far this series.
That is true. Genji, and now Samuro, not again.
Yep.
And yeah, Celeb TV just does not like Genji.
Fair enough. There's many reasons not to like Genji.
Yeah.
He kills your whole team, he's really good, and he always needs healing. So, really, all very just reasons for banning out a Genji in any scenario. Abathur going out this time.
So same strategy coming out from Celeb TV, even though they have first pick this time, and Zeratul decided to be strong enough that they don't want him. Maiev, I wonder if we see the first pick Maiev.
Yep. What's
They did it
interesting?
too fast.
What's interesting is that Revive Esports went ahead and banned Zeratul. So, were they worried about the true first pick Zeratul there?
I think so.
Yeah, and I wouldn't be surprised.
If you're going by the last game, Zeratul won. However, they don't have Zeratul now into the Maiev, but they're sticking with the Tyrande Johanna, giving the Ana up. So I guess they don't mind the Ana.
Apparently not. I think they've enjoyed jumping on the back line, but they will not have a Zeratul this time to go with it. So I don't know.
It could be comfort. They could think that Johanna is just super strong right now, along with Tyrande. It could be something that they practiced enough, and they said, "This is what we're comfortable with. We don't care what they want. We want our composition."
There you go.
There's the Dark Lady.
There we go.
This makes me excited.
Yeah, yep. You called that one game in advance. That's how you do it. You don't just call it earlier in the draft. You call it a game in advance. I like that.
So Ryokai, what does Sylvanas bring to this composition, and how has she changed from before, if people aren't familiar?
So she is definitely viable as like a full-on hyper carry now as your dedicated damage, and her teamfight power has gone way up. She shreds tanks. I just think she's really strong. She lacks in wave clear. That's a main weakness of her. And she is better on certain maps other than others. But if you win a Punisher, I mean, you can take that to a keep on the first Punisher of the game. So,
yep.
I've like I said, been talking with Met, and so we'll see how it goes here.
All right.
I was interested to see the lack of prioritization on the Anubarak so far from both teams actually in these drafts. So.
Yeah, especially with Johanna and Celeb TV holding their tank pick to the very end.
Tank.
Now, Johanna
Speaking
is
of
good
tank.
into Maiev and is also good as a counter pick into Tyrande as well. So it could be that they're just trying to take that away. She's obviously good in wave clear and on the shrine clear as well. So that could be a partial reason for that. So.
Do you feel like Hammer is a counter into Maiev? I don't have any reasoning besides it felt like it was difficult for Celeb TV to do anything you'd normally do with Maiev.
Do your worst.
It could be. I mean, I'm not sure. I would. It's almost like you don't see Maiev enough, and there's not many teams that have picked Hammer into it. That this is kind of the first time I'm seeing that. So I agree. It did seem like Celeb struggled with the Maiev and Blaze engages in the last game, and Sergeant Hammer could have been a big portion of that. So.
Yeah, well, now they're going to have Yrel jumping in, giving the entire team, or at least everyone around her, armor. So the engaged equations have changed on the side of Celeb TV. And I just want to point out something earlier. If any golds are watching, Sylvanas says, poor wave clear. Anyways, let's look at both these drafts. We have Junkrat and Arthas on the side of Revive Esports. Ryokai, talk us through these drafts.
So yeah, I think it's going to come down to whichever team is able to disrupt the rotations with both Junkrat and then the Diablo and Maiev. And pretty much I think whichever team is going to be able to get set up on the objectives first is going to have the advantage in these fights. Diablo might have a bit of trouble engaging on these targets, and they have a lot of disruption to stall him out. So he might be more so just trying to peel for the Sylvanas and Maiev mostly.
Yeah, not quite as big of a pinball as normal, but into the game we go. And in the blue, on the left, on the side of heaven, it's going to be Revive Esports with Fun Buns playing Sergeant Hammer, Gronmin on the Arthas, Fats playing the Junkrat, Tempest on the Tyrande, and JTR on the Johanna.
I don't know what that spells.
It spells Johanna. Sorry, kids were listening. I didn't want them to...
It's like treats and dogs. They get too excited when they hear Johanna. All right, for the side of Celeb Gaming, we do have Met on the Dark Lady Sylvanas, Sadat staying on the Ana, Slip staying on Maiev, Hunter going to Diablo this game, and Evasion on the less seen Yrel.
Yeah, Yrel, I'm not a big fan of, but with the kind of thing that they're trying to do into the Sergeant Hammer, I like it with the Celeb TV. Sylvanas tries to think about starting bottom and seizing some towers, but Revive Esports, no spring chickens. They move down to make sure that she can't do that. And a good movement from Celeb TV.
Yeah, they almost baited out the bottom cheese and then just went ahead and cleared every wave anyway. Seems pretty good to me.
Yeah, Met actually moving to try and get an Arthas gank, but Gronmin is not close enough for Sylvanas to do anything. Has to get back up as Arthas holds his own. Tyrande trying to find out where everybody is, helping out the Arthas. And Hunter just doing Diablo things, staying in the rotation between bot and mid, which Celeb TV is absolutely controlling.
Yeah, right now they're doing a good job of controlling, as you said, that space in between the two, as they do see the can't pick up attempt from Revive Esports. I don't think they would be crazy to engage this, wouldn't they? Nope. Hunter goes right on in, gets Junkrat mined off. Here comes Slip. Gonna go ahead and drop the shade in, backflips out to stay alive. Tempest in a lot of trouble, and there they go. They did get the 5-man collapse, and Celeb Gaming already starting a very repeat performance, if I would say, from the early game of last game, and they don't have Zeratul to deal with is a problem.
strong, very smart rotation coming out from Evasion on the Urel, realizing the rest of the team is going to be in danger soon. Preemptively makes their way towards middle and is there in time to help get the Tyrande kill and help out the rest of the team. And that Ana, what a pocket healer into the Diablo. Hunter survived. I was laughing earlier because Diablo got stuck in the back. There's a tank in Diablo's way. He just picks it up and moves it aside.
That's pretty strong.
Okay.
Casual flipping of an entire artillery unit. That's pretty good if you ask me. That is some swole Diablo action. Yeah, we see the Urel and the Arthas duking it out very slowly in the top lane. Obviously, Urel not the hero she once was, and Arthas not exactly a favorable matchup, but nonetheless, it will hold us through to level 5s until that bottom Punisher begins to spawn.
Yeah, it's you know, as far as matchups go, Urel is not the worst for Arthas to be going into. But we do have the Shrine coming mid. Actually, Revive Esports don't seem to be interested in starting their Bruiser camp.
No, they're going to go ahead and take up an early position on this point. I assume they do see Celeb Gaming up there with the Tyrande Owl, so that is always a good thing to keep an eye on throughout the games. We saw big impact all the way down even down to Division C and D earlier this week. Game I casted. Slip goes ahead, shades in. The root from Arthas, though, does prevent the Umbral Bind from getting too much value. Hunter CJR gets pinballed around. Despite his great strength, he does not do anything against explosives. Gronman actually ends up taking the death, though, as that fight got really scrappy. 31 Skeletal Warriors picked up for the side of Revive, and they're going to try to re-engage, assert some control of the point, and maybe with the Junkrat spam, pick up 40.
Yeah, the Junkrat bomb is gone, and it's not going to be able to save Hammer this time, as Fun Buns is not making it out alive. You saw earlier Junkrat put a mine right by Sergeant Hammer to blow away anybody who tried to engage, but this time didn't have it up. They don't get the 4 skeletal defenders that they need, and it's going to be Celeb TV taking the point. And it seemed like Revive Esports had the advantage at first, but Celeb TV playing with space well enough to make the room that they need to get the sustained damage onto Revive.
Yeah, they ended up making the engage work. Hunter CJR just barely living through that and ending up picking up the Arthas kill. Really created the space necessary. Arthas, one of the biggest space creators, even though Johanna's quote-unquote the main tank here, Arthas does such a good job of controlling the space he exists in. Oh, Fat's coming on a flank.
Yeah, Fat's trying to come on a flank, trying to push them out. The sleep dart misses. Fat's might be in trouble, but I'm sure he has a mine available. Yeah, no chase. Oh. Well,
he tried to flank mine and knock somebody over, and then didn't have one to get away with, but he does walk away safely.
He has the root just in case Fats now gets slept dart, just to stop him from messing with them. JTR making a good bluff. Stepping up, maybe forcing Celeb TV off the point. No, they're going to move back in.
The camp has leashed, though, so it is back to full health. There are 5 members here for Celeb Gaming, though, so it might be folly for Revive Esports going without the Arthas. Arthas choosing to rotate down just now, trying to get a scuffle in before the level 10s come out, and Johanna has to sleep on the job, cannot get to the button in time, and the disengage is done. Slip gonna go ahead, try and shade in, but Fun Buns uses the ejector boosters, the jettison if you wish, but there is no stopping this march down the bottom lane. Here comes Slip again, full engage, and Fun Buns is knocked into a wall and killed, and is this an early keep for Celeb Gaming?
This might be early game with the Sylvanas and the level 10s indicate there's not much. With 12 seconds left on Sergeant Hammer, there's not a lot that Revive Esports can do. They're trying their best, trying to get as much damage into Maiev as possible. The Ana is out of mana. The only reason that they did not keep there is because Satat has no mana.
Wow, that, yeah, single-handedly pretty much changed how that entire fight was going to go. The Eye of Horus would have been critical there. Any grenades would have had an absolutely massive healing effect. So really, just the smallest margin keeping this going right now, and keeping the keep alive for here for Revive Gaming.
Then said Maev's going to take a camp by herself. Urel is going to guard those Kaz are camping mid. And up top, Sylvanas just pushing in, taking the wall. Met escapes, has the mount, has the escape, and Revive Esports just chasing Celeb TV around the map.
Yep, it's... Right now, it definitely seems like Celeb Gaming way ahead in pretty much anything. And here they go back into the bottom lane. They're going to do this again. They're not going to show. Maybe bait out some heroes of Revive Esports to walk out too far. But they're just going to go ahead and try and march into this bottom lane and get a keep. And Arthas still in the middle lane. Can't escape yet.
Yeah, you got the Sylvanas just shuts down the fort. It's going to be an easy fort in there. They're coming out there trying to stop it. Blows up, not a whole lot of damage, but Met taking a good amount of damage. There is the containment disc on the Johanna, allowing Diablo to space out, but he gets blown away. He notices the Junkrat step too much in time, and a quick Iron Skin from Johanna allows, stops Diablo from pushing her too far, keeping Diablo in place, and they get the kill. And that's the souls used up for Diablo.
Yep, and the keep holds strong. They made that out of some extra durable heavenly materials because that's the only reason it's up right now.
Yeah.
So, while Diablo's not down... Oh my god, they can't let it go. They can't. They have to get the keep. They are all over this right now. They might just be clearing the wave to get the catapult push up, but no, they are going for it again. All members accounted for up here for Revive Esports, so as long as they don't die to the keep, it will go down. But Hunter likely to pay for it with his life up here in the top lane, and that may just be a free Punisher, but if you get a keep for it...
Yeah, since when has Diablo been a sacrifice himself? Just putting himself on that altar, giving his own life up for the keep. Doesn't have any souls, so, you know, he might have well died anyway. But that will give the Punisher over to... Revive Esports, but the pressure bottom means that somebody may have to go back.
Yeah, there's gonna be that constant every third lane catapult pressure, but I don't know, it's not that big.
Every wave.
Oh, it is every wave. Yes, they did in fact get a keep, not a fort. That is very important. Never mind, that is going to build quickly. Not going to snowball too early on, though, as it looks like they're trying to pick off mid-fort as well. Just trying to get the little macro advantages everywhere they can. Since they knew they couldn't hold this fort, they tried to get that advantage elsewhere. 3 Goatmen, yeah, they're going to take out that mid-fort too, so not even losing out in the net for a Punisher. Great job.
Yeah, Urel looking for some kind of flank in case the opportunity arises. The Punisher is pushed in. Urel just jumps in. Just Urel things. Has Ardent Defender available, and she's out of there. Distracts the team long enough for Celeb TV to get damage onto the Punisher. The Punisher's going down. They're not going to get a keep off this most likely. Containment disc used by Maev to keep at least one away. There's my hammer from getting too much damage out. The Punisher is dead. And here comes the fort damage, the keep damage on everybody. They get a 2 kills for 1. Everyone looking very low. Eye of Horus is out, keeping the team alive, maybe trying to get some kills. Urel's going to try to get more. Junkrat blasts himself to safety. Urel tries to stun out. Evasion just trying to track somebody down. Evasion wants blood.
Evasion's got that level 7 talent that gives Urel bonus move speed upon mounting, so, and that instant mount. Fat's actually
and
in
almost finds it.
So close, but not, alas, the kill is not picked up. But yeah, Revive Esports hung around a bit too long, took a couple keep shots, and all of a sudden they were in major trouble and gave up most of the advantage gained from that Punisher.
Yeah, they didn't realize the amount of wave clear that Celeb TV has allows them not only to kill the Punisher, but kill the wave pushing along with it, putting them into immediate danger. And there's Hunter anchoring for the rest of the team, making a move now. He caught between Urel and Diablo. Grondman gets shoved against the wall. The damage is out. Does Grondman go down? He has the army of the dead. Urel trying to finish the kill off. She can't. She has to use Ardent Defender. Grondman survives, and Evasion backs out, and both teams survive.
Yeah, for now, but the flank is on. Slip gonna go ahead, pull Fats in. There's a big amount of damage going out Onto Tron, and he gets taken out. JTR's second fall. Riptire drops 2 heroes below 500 health, but it's not quite enough. Hunter going in, flips and drops the Lightning Breath, and no more Army of the Damned are going to keep Arthas alive. And now this could be, looks like they're looking to do at least some core damage, if not in the game here, with the
they've got ghosts.
5
They've got
catapults, basically.
And they've gotten Ana with full mana.
That's the important part here, and some grenades to heal everybody up. Shields are now down on the core, but it looks like it's time to leave.
Yeah, Hammer is just too much. Funbun's good defense. The Hammer damage is... everybody has to kind of stick together for Ana to get the maximum healing, but that's just going to help the core and Hammer, both of which have slash damage.
Yeah, that's an important thing, is although the Sergeant Hammer Siege Splash isn't that great, it is important enough that it just hurt him enough to keep him off the core. So nice save there. However, he's in a really bad spot. There goes the Wailing Arrow to immediately delete Sergeant Hammer. A little bit of revenge for saving the core, I guess.
Yes. Yeah, just caught out in the wrong position. Didn't expect an immediate reprisal from a Celeb TV. That engage kind of... you can tell, oh, there's a big slam onto Tyrande. Diablo finds Tempest in the right spot. They're going in for the kill. They find it, and they find a third kill on a Junkrat on the side. They're trying to get Yrel. Yrel goes down 4 seconds away from Ardent Defender, but it's only a 3-for-1 ultimately. Slip now taking out the fort herself. And, yeah, I will say that Hammer Engage, you could have seen it coming. Really the only thing left on the map, Celeb TV hits 16 ahead of their opponents, and they're going to be invading that camp.
Yeah, it was a little bit not seen by Revive Gaming. That is a bold charge out. He is about a screen's length away from any kind of follow-up, but he does get to walk out. There is not a lot of follow-up available just yet, so not a big deal. Skeletal Defenders already heavily in the favor of Celeb Gaming, and they're going to pick up about 35 before there's even a chance at an engage. And there goes Maiev Shade, going to pick the rest up.
All right, and Punisher immediately scatters the rest of Revive Esports. How far is too far? And I would say that too far is out of Ana range.
Yeah, and that's an important part, to stay in that range to get those heals. But once again, we will make the 5th march of the game into this bottom lane. And unfortunately for Revive Esports, it is on an open core with a 14-minute Punisher. This is going to be a tough defense if they can't bait it to hold in the mid lane.
Yeah, this is a rough situation for Revive Esports. And you have Maiev going on the core already, down to 87%. But here comes the Riptire. Diablo charges it out of the way. The explosion is not in time. Maiev and Yrel are on the core. Yrel using Ardent Defender to stay alive. The Punisher is going on the rest of the team. Gromnin's going to go down, trying to keep everybody away from the core, but the shields are gone. Can they make the defense? Sergeant Hammer shooting as best as they can. The Punisher's on the core. It's getting very close, and there's just no more resources left for Revive Esports. Celeb TV takes game number 3 and the series, but that was a closer series than I think people would have expected going into this game.
Yeah, not necessarily. The unexpected result here, Celeb Gaming definitely favored here, but Revive Esports definitely showed a lot of spark in that first game, having to deal with the Samuro and the Abathur comp, but had a great showing in the second game, but not quite able to put it together for the third game. So nonetheless, Celeb Gaming goes ahead, takes the series, remains undefeated on the season. And yeah, let's toss it over to our analyst once again, one last time. What'd you have to think about that game?
Again, thought it was well played by both teams. I'll echo pretty much all the sentiments you guys had of definitely being a well played close series, probably closer than we would have thought. I was excited to see the Sylvanas. I'm glad he pulled it out. That was kind of a auto attack dagger hybrid build that I think is a bit more effective in coordinated play than the more normal level 1 dagger build that I've seen people going, and just the spread damage that outputs and the armor reduction set up for the Maev and Urel and Diablo just blowing up one target was just so effective. I mean, Tyrande isn't very good at healing all the spread damage like that it just became kind of unhealable at certain points. And yeah, they were just able to push in. I thought they did a good job just pressuring the same lane over and over again. Hammer is not very fast at rotating, so anytime they saw a Hammer top lane, they just pushed bottom again and just kept getting another 25% on that keep health until it was dead pretty much. So yeah, well played by Celeb TV, I think. And yeah, I'm excited to see more games from both of these teams.
Yep.
All right. I'm not sure. Do we have an interview
We
with
do.
the winning
We
team?
do.
That's
Let's
fantastic.
pop over to the Lobby 5 channel, and we'll get right to that. Hey there.
Hello.
Hey.
All right. We are joined by two members of Celeb Gaming. It was going to be Metball, and is it Hunter CJ or is it?
Yeah.
Okay.
That's it. You got it exactly.
The R threw me off.
That's my initials are CJR.
Oh, okay. I thought it was maybe like Hunter C
Rebranding.
Jr. or
Somebody called me that. Yeah.
Rebrand.
That would be fine too.
I my initials are STD, so not a lot I can do with that. But hey, congratulations, you guys! You guys pull out a 2-1 here in the Thursday night showdown. How are you guys feeling about those games?
They were good. We played a little sloppy, but we were also practicing things that we don't usually practice that we might pull out later. Overall, I was happy to play more tanks than just Joanna. I'll be honest, but they were good games. Revive's a good team. I think we did well, and both teams showed why we deserve to be in Div S and why we're doing so well in NGS.
Awesome. Now, I did have a question about tanks. You got to play ETC in the first two games. Is ETC a lot stronger in the meta than people are giving it credit for, or just are people turned on to ETC now, or is that something you guys like to do?
A few teams have been doing it, using him. I think he'll start catching on more. I don't think he's good in every composition, but he is very good if you have just something to combo off of his slide, as it's always been. And I've been practicing it a lot, so we were comfortable enough to pull it out. But I think a few other teams are going to be catching on. It might not be the most popular tank pick, but it's definitely going to be a pick that'll start popping up in a few tournaments.
All right, now you guys, that first game, Dragonshire, you really put on a show with the Samuro Abathur. Is that something that Revive just kind of let through on accident? Is this something new you guys are pulling out?
I think it's I mean, we ran that comp like back in the day when no one really cared about Samuro too much.
Mm-hmm.
And I mean, we took Abathur and we're pretty comfortable with Samuro, and we just wanted to kind of try it out. To be honest with you, we're trying to get better with Abathur comps. I think that's the best way to say it. Like, we still haven't mastered it, how to play it well, but I think it's a very good synergy that the two heroes have together. And it worked out amazingly because we were able to put pressure, install them everywhere when we backdoor and won the game.
And that was huge. More draft. I mean, I'm sorry all my questions about draft so far, but I'm just so interested. Sergeant Hammer picked into Maev. Game number 2, it looked like that was really difficult for you guys to push into. Is Sergeant Hammer being seen as a counter to Maev at all, or was just there's something about their composition in game number 2 that didn't allow you guys to really make any meaningful engages?
So game 2, correct?
Yes.
Mm-hmm. So game 2, I think the biggest thing is we actually just kept feeding them what they wanted. So we gave them good VPs. I mean, at the end, I had a horrible positioning. Like, we kept giving them really good advantages for their comp, and they took advantage of it. To be honest with you, I didn't even like register in my head they had a Sergeant Hammer until like the end of the game. Like, I felt like really not the most. I don't know. They didn't get too much value out of it, and I think that's because how we were playing the map early game. So I think we controlled the game. We just fumbled around into Zero Tool, and we kind of gave them what they wanted and made bad engages here and there.
Okay, that's interesting because it did seem like you guys were, explicitly avoiding the hammer circle, as it were. But maybe that was just Hunter, communicating to you guys where to stand.
A little bit. We were forming around. We knew that they were good at like just standing in one area because they had the hammer and the Arthas, so we were playing around that. I think we had the advantage most of the game until like 2 fights in a row we just threw, I think. But
Yeah.
we were gonna scale up if we didn't die on the core, I feel. But things happen. It's all right.
Yeah.
Learn from our mistakes.
Now I know Met was played Sylvanas in that last game, and
Oh.
all of us, myself, Ace, and Ryokai included, were excited to see the Sylvanas come out. I mean, Sylvanas is good now, right?
Oh, I love me some Sylvanas. I played her when she first came out, and it was the first hero I one-tricked. I got the master skin and all that good stuff, and now she's coming back. She feels really good, and I'm enjoying it. I think I can't say that Sylvanas is like a top-tier hero because there's a lot of heroes that you actually want to pick in front of her, but versus certain comps and with certain heroes, it's really, really good. And I mean, to be honest, I think they also picked into it because Sylvanas is like super good into bulky frontline. So when they picked like that Arthas and that Johanna, it was just a field day for me. And we just completely just, got the maximum value we could have out of the hero.
I mean, I hear you. Sylvanas is my 3rd most played character, level 46. So I really enjoy playing and seeing some Sylvanas played too now that she is finally viable again in the competitive meta. Let me step aside. 7th, you got any questions for our guests?
Not actually. You've pretty much covered all of them.
Sorry.
That's a-okay, man. That's a-okay. I'm here doing my production stuff as I normally am. It's no big deal. No big deal. It was a nice series from you guys. I like the play style, and good luck with Division S and all that good stuff.
Yeah, I do have one more question. You guys said before the game started in the pre-interview that maybe 2nd pick is better, and you guys opted for 1st pick in the final game. You changing your tune on that?
A little. So, I mean, it's also that, and so it's also the way Revive plays. It's a mixture of both. I mean, I don't want to kind of give things away, but we have kind of a draft pattern. At least I kind of built this draft pattern down of what they would want in what order, and versus them specifically, 1st pick is really good. And I think that we could bring them on any map, play our style, and win with the 1st pick here that we want. And I think it kind of worked out better there.
Yeah.
Okay. All right. That's going to be it for me for questions, and that means it is open to you guys. Met the captain and Hunter, the tank player. Floor is open for you for shoutouts.
All right. I'll start out with a few. So first of all, thank you for letting us come on to this amazing production masterpiece. Like not even that. It's just a pleasure watching this. We've been Celeb gaming as a whole has been trying to get involved a lot. It's been awesome how much you've been letting us, through interviews, through analysts, and these game highlights, all this production and all this stuff is amazing. It's super fun to watch. I have friends coming to HOTS now that haven't played in a while and learning the game, and they come watch these. So thank you so much for the casting, the production, and all the work in NGS. So big clap to you guys. Shout out to our sponsors. Thank you for supporting us, and I'm glad to be representing you. If you want to find more information about our sponsors, or just follow the team and see whenever we have games, you can follow us on Twitter at Celeb TV Gaming. And one more shout out to the team. We're getting things. I keep saying this, but we're getting things nailed in. We're building things on top of what we have, and we have a good foundation. So let's keep up the work and keep up the victories.
Yeah, I'd like to add on. I want to do a specific shout out to Decade, our coach. He's really been helping me specifically, but I feel the team as in a whole, not only with mechanical and in-game stuff, but also the team environment. I really have been happy to have Decade as our coach. Also, shout out to everyone that's been watching our games, in NGS and otherwise. Really appreciate all of that. All the support we have it really blows me away how much support we've been having. And I would also like to shout out Revive. We've been scrimming them a lot. We've been facing them. Last week was Div S. We faced them this week in NGS, and I feel like they're really improving as a team, and they're really going to be a team to watch out for towards the end of the season, I feel.
All right, and I want to thank you guys too specifically on a personal note for spanking us during DivS quals. It really helped us get better as a team, so I appreciate that.
Hey, anytime.
All right, that's been Celeb Gaming, Metball, and Hunter CJR. Thank you for joining us.
Thank you.
Absolutely. Thank you for having us.
All right, we gonna stay here, Ace?
Yeah, we can just finish out right here.
Awesome. Okay, well, I'd like to thank everybody for watching. I'd love to thank the production, Jason and Turd Herder and everyone in the back end who makes, like you said, an amazing production performance. The pre-game interviews are always fantastic. I love watching it. It really adds a lot to NGS and makes everything exciting. This was Mark Zombie just in time for the ending of this. I'm sure we'll raid somebody else awesome after this. And thank you guys so much for watching. NGS would be nothing without you. And of course, thanks to I'm going to give him a little bit of warning this time. Thanks to Falendrith, our observer. Say hi, buddy.
Hey.
All right, that's Falendrith, our wonderful observer, the observer extraordinaire, and my co-caster, Seventh Ace. Thanks for hopping in for Murda.
Yeah, absolutely. I'm always behind the scenes every other Thursday night and saying, "Hey, Ghost Stunk, don't forget this. Hey, don't forget that." And then I get to go in front of the mic if you wish this week, and always fun to do.
Yeah, normally he's just a disembodied voice whispering in my ear that you can't hear, but this time my imaginary friend has proven to be real. As I think that's going to do it for us tonight. Yeah. Once again, Celeb Gaming goes up over Revive Esports 2-1. Thank you guys so much for watching. We'll be here next week with the Thursday night showdown, probably with the normal crew of myself and Murda, Seventh Days, and Falendrith, of course, behind the scenes. I'm not sure if next week Seventh Days, but someone will be.
Nope.
Okay, well, someone awesome will be, and I'll be sure to shout them out next week. Thank you guys so much for watching. This has been NGS Thursday Night Showdown. Have a great night.
Adios.